Alright, welcome back to the second part of this tutorial, and let's take care of the delete button there. Let's come right down here, double click on delete. Okay, with the delete, the first thing I'd like to do is to declare a variable. I'm just going to call that I as integer. And now let's use a for loop for I equals 0 to the range of my data, and I'm going to make that range a 65,356. close that bracket, dot end, and open bracket x1, close that bracket, dot row, and I'm going to now minus 1 from that very row. Okay, now use an if statement. If lst display dot selected is inside I, then this is what I want. Rows I plus 1 dot select, and this selection dot delete. There, and we say end if, and let's get I nested there. Okay, just get it indented a little bit, and there we go, guys. Those are my lines of code for the delete function. So what I'm going to do now is let's try that out, and here I have duplicate details of Johnny. So let's click on delete. There we go, Johnny is gone. So let's close that. Yeah, let's run it again. See, we only have just one record of Johnny. And supposing we look inside our workbook, let's see, where is the workbook? Let's get the workbook out and see. As you can see, duplicate record of Johnny is gone. Okay, now let's assume I'm going to copy Kevin absent. Copy that and let's paste that right in here. Paste, and I'm just going to save that. Let's go back to our VBA. Let's run it. Now we have duplicate copy of Kevin absent. That's Kevin there, and that's Kevin here. So let's click on this very Kevin here and hit delete. There we go. Now we only have one record of Kevin. So I'm going to exit out, and let's go back to our workbook, and there, as you can see, there's just one record of Kevin. Now back to our development environment. So the next thing I would like to take care of is an easy one. So let's take care of the print. So 1, 2, and 3 is taken care of. Double click on print. Now, so with the print right in here, what I'm going to enter is going to be the application dot dialog right there. Open a bracket, and that is going to be X dialog printer set up. Close the bracket, dot show. So that's to open up the printer dialog. Change this to uppercase. Right, now the next thing is going to be, because I want you to print from the workbook, I'm going to say this workbook dot shades, and that is going to be, because it's inside, my data is actually inside sheet number 1. You can see that, so I'm going to call that here. So let's say sheet 1. Paste that in here and just enter 1. Sheet 1, and close that. So we say dot print out, and in there I'm just going to make the number of copy, let's make it 1 there. That is for the printer. So the printer is taken care of. So take a good look at the lines of code for print. Now let's take care of some of the more advanced ones. So let's double click on add. Okay, with the add function we start by entering the following variables. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is let's set that is supposed to be for the worksheet. I'm going to set that as sheet number 1. Now let's set the variable add new, and that is then going to be the worksheet dot the range, and in this case the range, as you all know, is A, starting from A 65,356, and close that dot, the end of the file, X up dot offset. Okay, and that is going to be 1,0. Now, and I need to add as follows. Let's say add. I need the name of each of the components. The first one, let's say add dot offset, and that is going to be in position 0, 0 dot value. So the value equals txt reference dot text box. So that's the very first one, so I'm just going to copy that. So what I'm just asking the system to do is when I click on that button, that should add all of the following components. So I have 10 in total. If it's 10, get rid of 1, that's 11. There. Now I'm now going to change the name of each component here. This is going to be first name, and this is going to be 1. Let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 0 to 9, so that's 10. So the next one here, this is going to be known as surname, followed by address, and in here the next one, I think I call that postcode, followed by telephone number, and date of registration. I think I call that date reg. Now proof of ID. In the case of proof of ID, that's going to be CMB proof, and there's no D, get rid of that D. The next one here is going to be CMD member type. Finally, this is going to be CMD fees. Okay, so just enter fees there. Right. Okay, I'm going to now save that. Let's go to my form here. Just run it and see how it's going to look like. I will try to enter some data in there. So I'm just going to enter some valid data in there. Let's say 7572, and the name of this, let's say the name is Mike Moore, and that's going to be Goodman Road, Old Town Road. There. Now that's going to be postcode there, and telephone number, date of registration, make that 8, proof, and annual member, and that is paying for that. Okay, now all we need to do is click on add. There we go, look at that, like more house is added. Good. So I'm gonna exit, and let's check on our worksheet. That's Mike Moore house right there in the worksheet. So minimize. Now the next thing we want to do now is we now need to take care of this. This is very important, and that is supposed to be the spin button. Double click on the spin button. The first thing I would like to do is to declare a variable dim c1 and dim c2. Okay, we've declared those two variables. So what else do we need to do? So I'm going to start by saying, using an if statement, if spin button 1 dot value is less than 0, then what I want it to do is c2 equals spin button dot value, equals spin button dot value. So copy that, paste that in there. Now c1 equals a, whatever we have in A, and c2. Now we now need to assign c1 to the very first data, and my very first data is the text, is the reference, txt reference dot control source right there equals c1. That's the very first one taken care of. Now let's take care of the next one. The next one is going to be surname. So as for the surname, all I just need to do is I'm going to copy this, and that will become surname. No, first name really is not surname. Okay, and in that case that would be B. Okay, let's try this one out. There's an error here, get rid of that. So I'm going to just end it and say end if, then we'll try it out to make sure it's working as expected. Now run the program. So that's, click on that, you see that, guys? There we go, look at that. So the spin button is working. Alright, let's clear. Alright, and exit. Let's speed that up. Copy this and just, and this will become surname, and so on. So I'm going to call every single component right there. So if I run it, you should be able to see the surname as well working as expected. That's it. There we go. But we need to change the data in there. Double click, where is it? Right here. Okay, this will actually be C there. If I run it now, this is what you see. You should be able to see those 3 different data. As you can see, it's working as expected. So let's go back in here and just speed up the whole process. So come right down here and speed that up. There we go. Right, so those are the lines of code for the Spinbutton. So it's another form of how you can search your data. Okay, there. See that, guys? Now finally, let's try to get this working. Then we can call it the end of the program. So exit. Yes. Now let's go to the search. Double click on search. With the search function, the next thing, or the first thing I would like to do is to declare as follows. So I'm going to call that I search as long, comma, and also declare another one that's going to be I is long as well. There. Now let's say I search equals whatever I have inside my worksheet, open a bracket, and that is going to be right inside the sheet 1 itself. Okay, and I'm going to then close that and say dot range, and because I'm going to be searching whatever data I have inside row number 1, so I'm going to put A1 dot current range dot rows dot count. Now let's use a for loop. So let's say for I equals 1 to I search. Okay, now let's get I nested first, then whatever data will then go inside the loop. So I'm going to use if statement, if trim, that will be sheet 1 dot cells, open a bracket, and that's I1, close that, equals string is going to be not equals string, and that is going to be, because I am using the search box, whatever I have in here, so dot text and I equals, and I equals I search, so that is going to be message box. This is wrong here. Let's change this. Let's get rid of that. Yeah. So in here we're going to now use the message box to display as follows: message box, let's say, is invalid data, and the text box itself, we want to clear that, equals clear. Then we also want to set focus inside our very text box. Okay, we clear it because it's not valid and get it focused. So let's say end if there. Now supposing I trim equals the value, so I'm going to copy that and just enter equals here. If it's equal the value that I'm searching for, so if it's equals to what I'm searching for, this is what I want the system to do. First of all, get rid of that, and right in here I'm going to say txt reference.text. What do I want it to do? I want it to now search for whatever value we have inside a worksheet dot cell equals I1, because I've used the for loop to number each cell I have on the worksheet. Then the other one is going to be number 2, and that is the first name. So this is first name, and this will become number 2. That's column 2. This will be column 3. The column 3 is the surname. Then I have address. Changes to address, and this will be column 4. There, and so on. So let's speed that up. Okay, as you guys can see, I've just speed that up. That's it. So if whatever I type inside the text box is correct, then all of this, whatever data I have in there, should be displayed straight onto the text box. There. Now let's try it out. Come in here. I'm going to enter whatever in there. No. Oh, that should have been sheet 1. Okay. So let's come in here and just enter 1. This one should be 1 as well. 1. No, not 3. 1. And this is 1 as well. The others are alright. So come in here. No, that's 2. That's wrong. This should have been 1. Sheet number 1. Let's try it out again. That's fine. It's working now. No, it's invalid. So let's assume we enter the correct data in here. Let's go for 1884. Search. There we go, guys. Look at that. And here we have 1884. That's gray small. Okay, guys. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. Like I said earlier on, I'm going to enter the raw data. I'm going to enter that on the description area. But just before I go, I'm going to move this. Let's get it centered properly so that you guys can see that. Okay, advanced data entering, let's say with search function. Let's come right here and just enter search function in there. Advanced data entering form with search function. There. Okay, now move that. Okay, guys, let's run it and see. There we go. And search. There. Okay, and we can even navigate. There we go. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. You all have a nice day now, and please do subscribe, join and become a member of my channel. You all have a nice day, and bye for now.